It shows we're live. Okay, man.
Yes, sir. We are live.
Fucking Christ. So fuck my ears, right? Nothing. Just fuck with you.
My fault.
I said, "Oh fuck my ears," right?
Oh, shouldn't I, Gemma?
My bad.
It's alright, dude. You hate me. I get it.
We're here. We're back. We're streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. It's a Saturday morning Cartoon Boys for a Thursday afternoon streamaroonie. We hope all of you are doing well. Much love to all of you. It's time, baby. It's time. And today we are going over some more King of the Hill content. They dropped a couple little clippy, little trailer for Father's Day and whatnot. And it's time for us to go over it. Let's do it. How are you doing, Ray?
Oh, my camera was lagging like crazy. I'm trying to get it back on, dog. Yeah, it looks better. Marginally. Probably not. We're cartoonsing it. Nothing ever works quite how it's supposed to with us. That's just kind of like the fun quirk of Farmhouse, and then it carried on to Hinkleman, and now it's with cartoons. I'm beginning to think it's more like a me thing and not like there's one constant, and it's kind of me not having shit that works quite right. All that to say, yes.
Me, more cowboy than you. Sorry.
That's right. Country girls make do, man. We're here to watch two different King of the Hill clips. First one, they put out a small teaser for Father's Day. Second one, they put out just a clip of Hank going to the George W. Bush Museum. Both of them are pretty short, but there is a lot we can talk about, I'm sure. So we're gonna get into the first one, the Father's Day clip. The Father's Day clip.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm freaking ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Look who's here!
Hey, Bobby, come give your old man a big handshake.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it's just Hank to a T. More than that, I don't think we had heard Peggy's season 14 voice yet.
Yep.
So this is the first.
Hey, Bobby.
Look who's here!
Hey.
Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
It's pretty much the same. Sounds pretty much the same. That's great. Hank avoiding any emotion, of course.
Nowadays, Dad beers tell stories.
Bobby Beers.
Hold on. So there's Bobby's voice. We had not heard that yet.
It's
this up.
You can tell it's a little older, barely.
Yeah, it's the same lady that came back to do the adult Bobby voice. So it's kind of
stories.
Bobby Beers don't need to tell stories. They just need a fridge to keep them cold. Nobody likes a warm beer. The end.
5 stars?
I'm going to give you a 4. That way it gives you something to work towards.
What a fucking asshole.
That is so Hank. Yeah, that's so Hank.
Oh my goodness. And here's the thing. Even if he didn't mention the stars, I don't even think Hank would have gave him 5.
No, there's always room for improvement, bro.
Yep.
And here's like the size comparison also.
That's awesome.
You know, we got adult Bobby. He's obviously got the smatterings of a goatee going on. But yeah, he's almost as big as Hank in here. His voice sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Apparently he's into beer now, like craft beer. So that's kind of a funny
artisanals.
Yeah. Beers tell
Motherfucker.
stories.
Let me know when you need me to take over, since I'm a professional now.
A professional comedian if you think I'm going to let you take over for me.
God damn it.
Dude, yes. So good. Yeah, obviously Bobby's now working in Dallas, and that specific style of chef he is a charcoal chef. So it's just like the antithesis of everything that Hank ever tried to teach the damn boy. Yeah, so that's just especially good with.
Let me know when you need me to take over, since I'm a professional now.
A professional comedian if you think I'm going to let you take over for me.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
I love this,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, so that was a Father's Day clip. Not a whole lot to dissect out of that. You hear like Bobby's voice. You hear Peg's voice for the first time. Kind of see a little bit of the animation. There's not a whole lot going on in it, but yeah, that's the first one there.
Dude, I'm really excited. The closer we get to August, like, let's go, dude. We're gonna have to do a reaction to this.
Oh yeah. All right, next one. This is a clip they dropped yesterday.
George
And this
W.
is-
Bush Museum.
Yeah, I believe this is right when Hank gets back into America from Saudi Arabia. So this is him like wanting to connect with his Texan roots again after 9 years or something. So that's like, I believe that's the context of why they are at a George W. Bush museum.
Okay.
Was that the actual baseball thrown by President Bush before Game 3 of the 2001 World Series, providing hope to a grieving nation?
Yes, you are making my job easy. And this
That's kind of a weird line read because it's almost Hank, but then it's definitely how it's almost like a Family Guy writer wrote a King of the Hill joke because it went on about 2 beats too long. But if it was 1 beat longer, it would have been funny again. But it was 2 beats too long. Hold on, let's just re-listen.
Let's do the whole thing.
Actual baseball thrown by President Bush before Game 3 of the 2001 World Series, providing
This part I don't like.
Hope to a grieving nation.
And that's not. It's too long. I feel like you can tell that's the first time I have heard. Well, I guess there's not a whole lot out, but it's the first thing I've seen from it where I'm like, okay, this is kind of, you can feel a difference in season 13 and season 14.
Right.
Like that joke is just not old Hank. It's just like 1 beat too long for a Hank joke. Does that make sense? It feels like it goes on too long for a Hank joke. Like he would appreciate, but not to that specificity. I feel like.
Yes,
no, you're absolutely right.
Are making my job easy. And
is that just Jack McBrayer, by the way?
I think so.
And you are making my job easy. And
I think so.
Is the pen
I
the
think
president
so.
used to sign the legislation that lifted the ban on offshore drilling.
So many jobs created with one pen stroke.
Can we see something more interesting?
And again, some of the things you might be saying, like, why is he fawning over all of this stuff? Like, didn't he hate George W. because he had a weak handshake and all these things? Remember, he is just coming back to America.
Yeah.
You know, he needs any Texas, he's going to eat up, right?
Also,
like, that's just kind of how his attitude is.
Also, look at the dude back left, dressed like Rainbow.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And of course, Dale went with him.
Also in the background, yeah, we get Dale and
Nancy?
Yeah, the Gribbles.
Oh, Gribble.
Interesting.
Here's a man who respects history. This is just what I needed, Peggy.
Yeah, so that line, I believe that line is because he's just getting back and he's like,
Yeah.
I need to reconnect.
Baseball and a pen. Maybe there's a letter opener I could use to kill myself.
Don't you dare kill yourself and leave me here, Peggy Hill.
Like, again, that's funny, but is that very King of the Hill to you?
No,
This
at all.
is interesting.
Here's
Like-
a man who respects history. This is just what I needed, Peggy.
A baseball and a pen. Maybe there's a letter opener I could use to kill myself.
Don't you dare kill yourself and leave me here, Peggy Hill.
It just doesn't feel very King of the Hill to me. Have they made a kill yourself joke in the other 13 seasons?
I don't think so, to be honest.
That's kind of like a casual little dark vibe to have for no reason. I don't know. It's the two jokes in that teaser, this George W. Bush teaser. They don't work for me. I didn't like them. It makes me nervous. But yeah, like I said, the Hank beat, too long. You're doing like a Brian Griffin breaking the fourth wall joke. Like it didn't work for me. And then yeah, that Peggy joke there is really strange, I feel like. Maybe there's a letter opener here so I can kill myself. What the fuck? I don't know.
Here's a man who respects history. This is just what I needed, Peggy.
A baseball and a
Hey,
pen.
also to
Maybe
the 7
there's a
people that are
letter
here right
opener I
now,
could use to kill myself.
shout out.
Don't you dare kill yourself and leave me here, Peggy Hill.
It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel super King of the Hill to me. It feels like
It
a new
doesn't.
generation writing the show. And maybe that's, I know like the entire writing room is not back. You know, like there's definitely going to be new writers on the show. So of course it's going to feel different. But it feels, the two jokes from this little snippet don't feel super consistent, maybe is what I'm looking for. I don't know. It's kind of strange. The animation I'm kind of weary about because I was weary already. But then just like simple stuff like them walking, like watch Nancy here.
Peggy?
A baseball and a pen.
Right. So they're just taking the PNG. I mean, they're just invincibling it, which is fine, but I kind of liked the charm of how it was crappy, but it was like it was I don't know, it kind of like it was cozy animation. King of the Hill, old King of the Hill was. Like it didn't have to be this mega detailed, super detailed shit. You could kind of get away with thick lines and like, you know, like abstract hair that doesn't have a lot of texture to it and stuff.
Exactly. Like I don't like this Archer style.
Yeah, but this
shit.
stuff right here, you know, kind of doesn't work when
Maybe there's
you're
a letter
taking, you know, you're taking your PNG and just kind of dragging it up and down with keyframes or whatever.
It looks like a
To me,
webisode.
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't like the animation difference already.
Like the movement makes me feel. It makes it feel like it's a webisode.
Yeah, it's just the bobbing.
Like some Tim and Moby type shit.
Yeah.
Some brain pop ass. This doesn't look good, dude.
This is a dumb thing to complain about, but just watch, like, they all move in turn. Like, okay, this guy puts his phone down, this guy leans up, Peggy looks like they don't.
Yeah,
they're all taking turns moving. It's just
I don't know
the
how I feel
animation
about
just
this.
looks strange to me. I don't know enough about animation to like critique it or give any kind of like, you know, any kind of professional whatever commentary on it, but it just looks strange to me.
But it still doesn't look
like boom.
It doesn't look right.
Boom, boom, boom. Shrug. Yeah, it's just, oh, it's weird. Yeah, the webisode thing might be right.
Depending on how long he's watching this, I want to give a quick shout out to my dog, Cloud Future, aka Michael Canny. Appreciate you being in the stream, my friend. He said he found it. He messaged me and was like, I finally found the stream. So I hope you're in here, my friend.
Fuck yeah. Shout out, Canny.
He's supposed to be coming down, is what he last time he and I had a FaceTime. He should be coming down in a couple of months.
Hell yeah, man.
In the late 90s.
That'll be sick.
Oh goodness, we're a little off. Ladies and gentlemen, please be prepared for some greatness. Will you turn the volume down like halfway or a little bit? Perfect. Literally perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, we are insane Jimmer Fredette fans. It's Jimmer Mania, it's Jimmer time. And today we're going to watch them play Colorado State. January 22nd, 2011. Ray, what grade were you in?
2011? Let's see. This would have been March 2011. I would have been 10th grade, about to go in 11th, I think. Because August 2011, I would have gone into 11th grade.
Yeah,
so I was a very formative young teenager when Jimmer was dropping absolute buckets on everybody. So, yeah, we're here. We're ready to watch.
I just
Jimmer
got
Fredette
back from
versus Colorado State.
I just got back from Texas.
Oh, had you?
Yeah, I'm about to. Oh no, I'm about to move to Texas and then come back 9th grade and come to Hartford.
Oh hell yeah, that's sick.
So I don't even care about basketball, or I care a little bit about basketball at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
okay.
let's watch him just drop some dubs.
All right. We got 15 minutes of Jimmer just dropping bombs in Colorado State.
Arena, getting set for the biggest game in Fort Collins in years. This place is sold out. And they are pumped up.
You said you see my chat.
Is in town to take on Colorado.
Let's go. James Kennedy said, what's good?
Teams in the Mountain West Conference. Hello, everyone. Rory Wolf alongside the coach, Joe Craven. So glad that you're with us. And we didn't know when the schedule came out, Coach, how good a matchup this was going to be. One thing we did know is that BYU has a player in Jimmer Fredette who might be the best player in the country. What makes him so special?
Well, Ari, one of the big deals, I always say, he can shoot it from a step further out than what you think he's going to shoot it. He's very clever and effective with the ball.
Okay. What a list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmer Fredette, of course. Kemba Walker, of course. Andrew Goldilocks, Lakers legend, by the way. Lakers fucking legend. Out of College of the Charlestons. What the hell? Xavier Silas, maybe? I would imagine that's Xavier. What else would start with X? That sounds like a Lakers player from 2016 that I've never heard of. Here we go. Yeah, that's NCAA scoring leaders in 2011, though. What names?
He can create his own shot. Let's take a look at the BYU starting lineup. Fredette in the backcourt with Jackson Emery, a terrific guard who is #1 in the conference in steals. And Noah Hartsock has added a three-point
Jimmer was
shot,
doing it all
which
and
has really added to his game.
being Mormon at the same time, dude. It's crazy.
Dorian Green will have quite a challenge tonight at point guard trying to defend Jimmer Fredette. And then they're really going to need the production they got on Wednesday, again from Franklin and Ogaden. It's #9, BYU taking on a Colorado State team coming off a huge road win. A win tonight for Colorado State. They'll probably jump into the 30s in RPI. Ogaden wins the tip, and Dorian Green brings it into the front court. Eichmeyer misses the jumper. Eichmeyer played very well against UNLV. He
Let's
had
go,
15
Jim.
points. Fredette,
Jimmer Fredette.
basket
Too easy for him,
Jimmer
man.
Fredette.
It's nothing.
Tim
They're
Miles
baby
Too
can't
food.
easy
believe
for
it.
him.
They're baby
Coach, at
food.
first glance, it appeared like that was an NBA call. There was a continuation there. Take a look at the replay. See what you think, Coach. Fouled right there.
Damn, hit him in the head.
The replay is brought to you by America First Credit Union, where members come first. Green, same spot, not the same result. Fredette with the rebound.
Oh, you're fucked. You're fucked, kid. Yeah, you smacked your head on the floor. No one gives a shit.
From Jimmer Fredette.
Jimmer Fredette
Rep
is
didn't
not
see
only
it,
the
man.
nation's leading scorer, he also leads his team in assists, and then to Ogaday, which, unless the rotation is exactly right, will give him a lane to the basket.
And he said the baggy shorts.
Nasty.
9-point lead for the
He said
Cougars.
over Kemba
We're going
Walker's
6 minutes
crazy.
gone
He was
by
scoring
the
every
opening half here
bucket.
at Moby Arena. Fredette
Yeah.
in traffic. Finds Collinsworth. The three. Yes. Jackson Emery gets it to Fredette. Fredette's on the wing. Guarded by Eichmeyer. Good double. Magnuson this time does not want the three. Collinsworth, basket's good.
My
Terrific
God, what a
assist
pass.
from Jimmer Fredette.
You know,
fucking
as I
guy,
mentioned
dude.
earlier, we keep talking about Fredette's great scoring prowess. He is a terrific passer. He just threaded the needle there.
You try to defend him man-to-man, Franklin is really good at getting to the goal.
Well,
Jimmer Fredette,
Yeah, it really was
when
amazing
he
where
transitioned from
Jimmer
defense
had
to offense so
BYU,
quickly,
man.
teams get accustomed after a
Yeah,
major
Kenny's
almost
right, dude.
about
At
to be
number
back
9
there,
is
though.
crazy.
BYU just paid a
Get yourself
fuck
to
ton
get
of
the
money in
big
NIL
goals on the
to
defensive end, not against the Cougars.
AJ something. Starts with a D. I can't remember how to say his last name, but it's like the number 1 or 2 recruit in the class or something. They paid him a fucking boatload of money to come
It's
to
crazy to
Provo.
see.
Tracks down the rebound.
Pretty good defense, as I talked about, by Anderson. Just stayed between Ogaday and the basket. Made Ogaday try to score it over him.
Fredette, the crossover.
God, he was so nasty, and he really didn't have that good a dribble.
A little less
Like his
than
hands
Jimmer is
really
what
weren't-
Doug would be if he pursued ball instead.
Colorado
Just
State
run them
let him
back
off the
there.
hook by fouling.
If I went to a better school, maybe. But
He went to a better
I had no
school, one with
talent
the
at the
different
time.
body type.
Once he's there,
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was chubby. I didn't have the ball handling. I didn't have the work ethic. I wanted it, but I didn't have it with McKnight there. Nothing against McKnight, but we didn't have it. It was it was the Garrett Ford and Tommy Collins
Fredette
styles.
uses the screen.
Yeah, I was
They
just
didn't
no
have
one
time
from
for Kyle
Hartford was
Corliss.
ever.
You know what I mean?
Franklin goes baseline.
No one from Hartford
Gets
was
the
ever
two.
going to go
And that's
anywhere
impossible
because
to
no
defend. Wes
coaches or
Eichmeyer,
administration
offensive minded,
put any
he's got
effort
10
into sending
already.
film out. Like as many
Keeping
kids
his
came
or
through
fishing
there.
film.
When Fredette is
Yeah, of
fouled
course. Yeah,
again,
they haven't put any effort into it, period. But as many kids came through there in
go
like the
back to
last
free throw line.
15 years, 20 years especially. Like
He said it makes BYU
none of them could
almost
play
more
NAIA,
difficult
none of them
because
could play
even when
D2
he's
somewhere,
not
Connor
scoring the
State type
basketball, the way
shit.
he gets them onto his teammates,
Yeah,
You
like
know?
it's wild that
is fun to watch.
we didn't even record them for like
he's having fun. You never see him get
senior night, homecoming
never
game.
see
You know,
him
none of that.
grimacing. He's a little bit like Larry Bird. He can
Well, they
kinda
did
talk
record a
to
lot
his
of them, but it
opponents
just
and
didn't
kinda
do anything with
get in
them.
their heads a little bit, but
Like he just
obviously
had
in
it.
different fashions.
But he didn't put it on
Dave Rose
Huddle or
does
Max
such a great
Preps or whatever
job
the
with this
stuff
program.
was.
It's been so
It was
consistent.
just
And Jimmer Fredette, I mean, his body was almost at a
they just
side
filmed the games. Or
waist
Coach Denton
turn
did at
as he
least. When I
stepped back up
graduated,
that to
I know
go
Coach
off
Denton
the
always had a camera
6'10"
girl
and
there
has
or
some
whatever.
experience. And again, in the post, stay down, stay between your man and the basket. It's not a magic formula.
Yeah,
What
Jimmer
is
is just
magic
nasty.
formula is that kid
He
right
really
there.
And really not like.
Unbelievable.
Will you
I don't
watch
know how
Steph
he stopped
Curry?
him, tipped the preacher on
Like I
Sunday
know,
best.
obviously
Look at
Steph
Fredette.
Curry's a
They
much
just
better
inbound
player,
to him. He puts
but
his
just the
head
way they
down.
played the game. Like Steph
And I said, you
Curry
may have
makes
a
all these
chance if
incredible
you send him
shots, but
left.
then he's doing
He's
all
gone
these
left
fucking
last
dribble
two
moves
times
and
and
getting in and out of
scored.
traffic and
He's
stuff.
just such an
Jimmer Fredette's
entertaining
going through there like
kid.
Mike
Look,
fucking
that chance
Allstott,
is
dude, and then
freshman.
pulling up and hitting that shit from the logo.
The lead
Like it's
Those
just so
floaters are
crazy to
90
see
seconds to go
his
till the break.
his like shooting style and scoring style with the way he dribbles the ball. Because I feel like he dribbles like, come on, dude, that's a fullback shooting that. I feel like it's so
Yeah,
crazy
literally.
the way he plays
Literally.
like so freely and so. But really, he's like built for a guard. Like he's a kind of a tank for a point guard.
Look at the
Seriously.
distance right there from the college.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just never thought he had that good of a handle, like to be able to play point guard so well and score so well.
Nah, yeah.
I tell you what,
He
that's
didn't have the
a
defense to
four-pointer in
play
some leagues.
fucking
Real
real NBA ball.
Here come
Yeah.
the Cougars. Jimmer might pull up from right here. Instead, he'll drive with
Right.
Yeah, he couldn't defend anyone, and then he didn't really have the ball handling to kind of get in the lane and get his because he wasn't able to really bully through there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so nasty. He's so nasty.
He's been quiet. He needs to get involved more offensively. Last year, he had to do so much for them as a
Yeah, I
freshman.
did think he had
More
a
weapons.
career as a shooter in the league, though, man.
Fredette, fadeaway
Especially when he went to
Oh,
like
absolutely.
count it.
the Spurs and stuff, man. I really thought in Utah, I really thought he was gonna find a spot as like a Patty Mills spot up shooter, spark plug type of
Exactly.
player.
Played differently
Look,
and
you
he
and
just
Canyon said it
never
best.
did it.
If he couldn't make it with Greg Popovich as his coach, what the fuck was he doing in the league?
I don't. Yeah, if you can't make it with Popovich, dude.
If
Popovich
you're,
had
you're
Tiago
a white
Splitter
point
starting in
guard
the
or a white
NBA
shooting guard,
Finals.
like the fundamentals alone, you should have been able to stay in 5 years in the league.
Yeah, Pop was playing Nando De Colo fucking 20 minutes a game in the finals, dog.
Like, it's all about who wants it more. Clearly, he
Jimmer
didn't
should be able
want
to
it.
get some buckets there, man. That hurt my heart. I was such a Jimmer defender until the very end. Every single spot, I was just like, they've got to build around. Like, you've just got to let him do his thing. And then, the Spurs. That was the one that killed me, man.
Watch the way he takes the ball to the level of the ball screen here and then splits.
Eventually, we'll start watching. I want to watch the Shanghai Sharks episode one day. I want to see him dropping 79.
Yeah, the Shanghai Sharks are on the way.
I want to see him getting into it with Stephen Marbury.
Fournette gets the screen. Dwight Smith's done a nice job on Fournette.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Dwight Smith has done a
The rest of the way
My
here.
God, yeah, he's just running through that whole like
So Fournette right there now has 30.
like
So
a
now
fullback.
14 games in
He
his
now has
career, he's
30.
got at least 30 points. And the 6th time he's done it here in the 2010
Almost half
11
the
season.
team.
He has 30 and he's wearing one of them as a backpack every time he dribbles the ball, dude.
Jimmer Fournette.
How does he shoot?
Look at
Oh
him.
my
Leading
God,
all
dude.
scorers in the game, that's no surprise. 31 points, incredible range, incredible versatility.
Hot damn, dude.
And how about
That's
this one
money.
right here is my personal favorite. Gotta be kidding me.
Wish Orlando took him. Yeah, he just fell victim to unfortunately what a lot of teams do, and that's the Sacramento Kings. Because genuinely, there's no more death sentence than like I guess in a similar vein, the Browns in that era, you know, pre-Andrew Barry, were pretty. If you got drafted there, it was a death sentence. Your career was over. Like you were gonna be a bust in 3 years or whatever. I feel like the Kings were the same way. If he went anywhere else, maybe he had a shot to be a good rotational player in the league. But going to Sacramento, especially in that class, wasn't that when Isaiah got picked 59th or something?
Yeah.
So it was like he started as a rookie or something over Jimmer, and he was like a late second round pick, and it was just like even worse. It was like the worst series of events for impossible.
Canyon said Jimmer eventually went to Orlando for a brief stint. He could have made it. They had white boys shooting 3-pointers then too. Ha ha ha. I wish Orlando would have took him and kept him. But
That's
he would
why
have
I'm
been another
replying.
JJ Redick.
Yeah, 37. He's going nuts.
11 to 12 from the free throws. Let's go, dude.
Smith doesn't want the three. Goes baseline. And Jimmer Fournette to steal. And he'll go
Oh,
to the
that's
free throw
weak,
line.
dude. Let that boy get a dunk.
Give it to him.
39 points for Jimmer
Let that
Fournette.
boy get his dunk. That was a cheap foul.
And Fournette ends up with it. And who owed the dunk? And that may be the
Bro,
final
Jimmer did
game.
that about 4 times this game, where he would dish that ball off to somebody in the paint and then truck the dude that was trying to take the charge on him.
Yep.
He didn't get called for it a single time.
Gets fouled by
Look at that.
Smith.
Fuck.
He was trucking motherfuckers. That was awesome.
High 40 points. Why are we
Jimmer
taking
was
it in
soaking
stride
every
when he has
night,
40
dude.
points? I mean, I guess that's
Jimmer
a
had
compliment.
people lining up to
Doesn't
help
seem
him
like
soak
that
Silva.
big of a
He
deal.
was.
Here you see he's climbing.
Oh,
We
there we
can't
go. Hey, we
imagine
got
the
Cloud
levels of
Future and we got
Mormon
David
fame.
Silva in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to David freaking Silva. Shout out to Cloud Future. David
We
Silva
can't
said Jimmer
imagine
was
the levels of
soaking it
Mormon
every night.
fame, dude.
Hey, shout out you two old motherfuckers figuring out YouTube chat to come in here and say hi to a couple misfits. We love you guys. Hey, shout out. What the fuck, Silva? Let's go. Oh my God. Oh, that's the joke of the year. Silva said Jimmer was soaking every night. Literally.
Oh,
Let's go.
He's just so entertaining to watch. He makes it
God,
look
dude.
so effortless.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, dude.
that's
And he
fucking
really
great.
hasn't had a great second half, and yet he's
But he's matched his point total
Yeah,
from the
Jimmer's
first half.
unreal, man. These highlights, I mean, of course, I remember all of this crazy running went on, but just reappreciate it. Just reappreciate it. It's just not.
At the end of the day, he's got almost half his
Yeah, that brother was
Zero
swimming in
points.
it.
2 plays ago, he takes it to the length of the court and feeds a boo for a dunk, which was
He ran out of marker. He's on his third marker.
I don't know how many assists does he have.
Okay. Are we really supposed to believe this child wrote this wordy ass sign? I don't buy it.
No, it's definitely his dad.
I don't buy it.
He has 4 assists and 4 rebounds.
No.
There's no way a kid that young can spell supposedly, undeniably.
Right. Right. Or why would they wouldn't want to.
As a team, BYU 21
See, this is a child sign, even though he's like
Boom.
18.
Colorado
That's a
State,
children's
24
sign.
and 33. You know, they shoot it a little bit better from the free throw line, makes all these possessions a lot more important down the stretch.
We got that jersey
I was coming over to do the game.
I do.
with you
I do have a variation of that
tonight.
jersey.
He has to
as
score,
well.
calls me by my wall, look back.
Great All-American kid.
His
All right,
teammates
dude.
love him. You know, I mean, here's a kid
All right,
that
dude.
shoots over 20 times a game. And his
You got another
teammates
bucket?
love playing with him.
This bro was watching highlights. He thought he could do it himself.
But it'll be BYU basketball.
They not the same, bro. Y'all not like that. Go work at H&R Block, motherfucker.
And when they needed rebounds in the
Dude, I think he's got
worst
another one in him.
front line people,
He's gonna pull it.
No,
in fact,
no
He's
way.
gonna pull it. He's gonna pull it.
Anderson coming off the bench and
Maybe
doing
not.
a really nice job.
I know I would shoot it from
Oh.
right there.
I was like,
Tell you
no
what I would
fucking
do.
way is he just gonna pull it up.
No fouling.
I would jump off.
Coach,
I would do a one-leg push-off from that gray ball holder in the old gym, and I would throw that motherfucker at the backboard as hard as I could.
BYU Cougars
Yep.
stay perfect
believe that's
in
what I
Mountain
would
West
do.
Conference play.
Fucking A, dude.
There we go. There's Jimmer's 42 points versus Colorado State in 2011, bro.
Fucking A.
This the Jimmer watch, the Jimmer mania. This is one of my favorite things that we do in Cartoon Center because it's just so dumb to watch him just annihilate these dudes that are definitely like orthodontists now or something. Like, it's just
Yeah,
the
they
fucking best.
definitely got their fucking physical therapy license. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're real
Yeah,
estate.
they're married to an RN for sure, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
their
Some of
wife
these
has
are high
their
school teachers.
realtor's license. You know what I'm saying?
Some of these dudes, their now new highlight is being a actual faculty member in the faculty student game and be like, you know, I used to play against Jimmer. This is why I used to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then they'll look it up and be like, Jimmer gave you 62. Like imagine just being trying to lie to the kids and be like, yeah, I played Jimmer for dad. I gave him buckets. And then
See,
be like,
no, that's the
"Really?"
problem. That's the problem. You have to fucking embarrass the kid first. You got to cross the kid first because then you can say, look me up. And he's like, well, Jimmer gave you 50. He's like, well, I just took your ankles and I'm 30, you know? Like you've got to
No,
establish it with the student teacher game first. Dude. That is the first step. You have to get out
Exactly.
there. You got to fucking throw that lob to yourself off the backboard. I was
Look,
not
it's-
speaking from experience. I mean, if you're that former player
Yeah, like look, we
Zimmer
played
played against now back in definitely coaching health or something.
we played junior senior game when I was a junior, and we played the seniors, and I'll never forget Austin Quinlivan like juked Matt, caught the ball at the side 3, and went to go shoot it, and I sent it into the fucking lobby. I sent it to the door, and the entire fucking gym went nuts. I was out for blood, dude. Like I'll never forget. We got the tip off. Matt tipped the ball. I caught it. I took 2 steps, looked at Chad because he was like maybe 5 feet from me. Had a smirk, pulled it up, and turned around, curried it, and went in. And everyone the game was over. It was about to be a fucking problem. Gunner was on the team. And they didn't make Gunner like put sleeves on to play basketball, so Gunner had free range, and he was just street balling like pump faking one-handed motherfuckers. Oh, it was so great. Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
dude, Gunner was nasty with it. I always liked playing with Gunner. When we would guard
Gunner's
each other in
pump fake.
practice, though, it would be one time he got me so bad, but it was just he got me. We were on the low post, like they threw it down to me like the soft spot, and I was trying to throw the ball to the guy that was cutting across the lane to like the low block, right? So it was that type of play. So of course he knows the play, like they run the same offense, so he knows where it's going. So he's kind of cheating there anyway. But I get the thing, and I go to throw the pass, but what he ended up doing was big brothering me, like putting his hand on top of the ball, but everybody thought I was shooting it, but I was running the play. Like it was so much worse that I was trying to make the pass and he completely like sunned me. But what they saw was me catching and trying to shoot a fadeaway, but I was trying to like throw to the block. But to me, it's so much worse that he like did that to a pass than a shot, because like it was definitely a product of knowing the offense, but it was the most like I have ever been got before. But not even in the way that everyone was like, ooh, you know, celebrating. But I was like, it's not even like that. It's worse than you think, you motherfuckers. Like, it's more impressive. But it like made me mad for a weird reason.
Shout out Gunner, dude. Gunner used to just disrespect people on the fucking court, dude.
Oh, Gunner was funny as shit, man. I always liked him. Since Silva's here too, a little quick one before we move on to Doug's hyper interest. Fucking Silva. All right, old gym ball, dude. When me and Silva were on different teams, I would remember somehow I would match up with him and he's just dribbling the ball up. He's not a fast break or anything. And the look on his face, the shimmy, like I've never seen more. He was like boneless. Like he would shimmy so hard when he would see me standing at the 3-point line and he's dribbling the ball up, because he's going to take 2 hard steps, hit me with a crossover, and shoot that goddamn Andre Miller pull-up jumper from the free throw line and hit the bitch
Like
every time.
Hit that like, Kyrie Irving on you.
Fucking boneless. He'd be doing that little side-to-side dance at dribbling the ball. That shit would always crack me up, dude. I couldn't even play defense on him because it was so funny. Not that I could have done a lot to push him in the back anyway, but
we talked about this on the podcast, but for the 5 people that are in the stream right now, one time I caught a fast break, and this was back when Silva was drinking. And back when Silva was drinking, and man, that boy was dirty. He was disrespectful on the court. Not mean, but as a ball player, he would just disrespect you. And I went for the easiest jelly layup ever. And you would have thought the world shut down, because this man sent it off the fucking backboard so hard, Tommy caught it at half court, turned around, splashed the 3, and made it from half court. Like, you would have thought a gunshot went off the way Silva slapped out the fucking backboard. Like,
that was my favorite shit, man. You get somebody new that's kind of younger, doesn't really know Silva, and they come to the old gym, and he would guard them, you know, and they'd get past him a couple times, and that 3rd or 4th time he would swat that shit off the backboard so fucking hard. It was just so great always seeing him bait the new guy into that easy ass embarrassing chase down block or whatever. That shit was always so funny.
Silva said I should have been the number 1 pick over Kyrie. I said Silva is the bone collector in the old gym and Canning is the professor. Like, and here's the thing, like we used to fuck with Silva so much, dude. Like every time, after a while, like if I'm guarding him, Silva's not scoring on me, but he's not like getting me. I'm doing 2 fingers to his elbow.
Okay.
Because his shooting elbow. So he thinks it's gonna fuck with him, so it fucks up his shot every time. I'm like, Doug's fucking poking me. Like, the foul. Like, call it then. Call my poke a foul then. He's getting so fucking mad, dude. He dunked on me one time at his house and broke the fucking rim off. Fuck him.
I love him. How you can show your face anymore, bro.
It was bad. All right. So let's say RIP old Jim. All right, man. Let's get into this Ninja Turtles episode. So we
I don't know if they changed the lock, but I still have my key for it, man. All right, we are into Dougie's special interest YouTube time. This is what could have been a 5th turtle in Ninja Turtles 4.
This is for you, my friend.
I do love these Turtles movies.
Yep. Let's get it.
We almost got a 4th live-action Ninja Turtles film. That would have featured a 5th turtle, an evil April O'Neil, and a return to the dark and gritty tone of the first film. So let's dive in and find out why it never happened, and what could have been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Ninjas were all the rage in the 1980s, thanks to 1981's Enter the Ninja, which sparked a ninja craze in American popular culture, leading to a boom in ninja-themed products and media being produced.
Ninja from Kawasaki.
And a product of this craze was the creation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic series, which would give rise to a cartoon, a trilogy of movies, a toy line, video games, and even a concert tour, becoming a craze all its own.
I did not know they did a concert tour.
Barbara.
What the fuck?
Hello, Sean
charming.
And while Turtle Mania initially gained momentum,
I love that
through the
Barbara
incredibly
Walters
popular
interview,
children's cartoon,
Oh
it
my
was the
God.
dark,
Where
he
gritty,
starts
and
crying.
more mature motion picture
Have you
that
seen
truly
that?
propelled it to
Yeah.
new heights,
Oh, it's
ultimately
so good.
becoming the most successful independent.
Please.
Oh my God, it's an ad.
Film ever made at the time. And part of what made it so successful is it didn't pander to kids, but it didn't alienate them either, as it crossed age groups. And that's because the film's director, Steve Barron, the same guy who made Michael Jackson's Billie Jean music video and Aha's iconic Take On Me, wanted to make a film that more closely resembled the mature tone from the original comics, while still appealing to kids who love the animated series. The film
Yeah, I
had
love that
drama,
87
dealt with
show,
mature
dude.
themes like grief and loss, fathers and sons, family, not fitting in, and the corruption of today's youth, which was not only very topical, but turned out to be pretty meta, considering the moral panic from parents that would follow the release. It also had great performances from the entire cast, top to bottom, and it had several great fight scenes where the turtles didn't always come out on top.
Dude, the fights were
adding
so
plenty
good
of
in these
stakes.
movies.
Not only that, but it had
Like,
a killer soundtrack.
insane
moody and
how
murky
good it was.
cinematography, depicting a grimy, dirty version of New York City that I'm not even sure exists anymore, and of course Jim Henson's absolutely incredible turtle costumes, complete with state-of-the-art animatronics. Plus, it featured a young Sam Rockwell in one of his first ever big screen
Hey, shout out
roles.
Sam Rockwell,
Straight up,
dog.
this movie was
Awesome!
Oh yeah, I do love his painting.
Righteous! Nova!
and it still holds up today, which is why it's such a shame that the sequel got rid of everything that made the first film so successful, following a massive backlash
Secret of the
from
Ooze,
parents
not
who
great.
objected to the film's
Not-
violence
dude,
and use of
not
weapons.
favorite.
Worried that Turtle Mania would be
It's
a
like on
short-lived
its own.
fad, Secret
Yes,
of the Ooze was
but
rushed
as
into
two to
production
that
and
one,
released exactly
not
1 year
like
after the
the
first
best.
film, which is an insanely short amount of
And then
time
number-
for a
number
sequel
three-
to come out that wasn't shot
number
in
three is
tandem
the
with
real one.
original. The man
Number
largely
three is the
responsible
Samurai
for the
Japan
tone
one,
of the
right?
original film was
Yeah.
director
That's
Steve Barron,
by
whose
far
work
the
on
best
movie
Turtles
even impressed Steven
anything ever
Spielberg.
made.
Unfortunately,
Look,
Barron wasn't asked
it's
to
just
return
so
for the sequel,
clearly
having
the
actually been
best
fired
Turtles
during
anything,
post-production
dude.
on the original film over creative
Look at
differences
ancient
after his
Japan.
first
They
cut of the
teach 'em
movie was
pizza,
deemed
bro.
too dark. Plus, he went behind the producer's back and tried to
the
raise
best
additional
shit.
money to ensure his vision came to fruition. After parting ways with him, the producers would then cut several scenes out of the movie to lighten the tone, resulting in the version we got. And with Barron gone, it would open the door for the producers to give the sequel not only a much lighter, more family.
Yeah, that was the problem with a lot of the movies. Was the Ninja Turtles 1 was a super dark, gritty. You know, the original Ninja Turtle comic book run, super dark, super gritty. But then, like, the reason most kids fell in love with Ninja Turtles was the 1987 Surfer Bros show, you know, where Mikey's like, "Hey, what up, boys?" You know, and he's just like beboppy, like a, you know, up and down voice, and it's not like serious in any sense of the word. So yeah, it's like, it's, if these movies could have come 5-10 years later, bro, like if they could have kind of lived in their its own space, or it came pre that cartoon when it was just kind of the comic series, like, yes. But yeah, I hate the fact, like they just said, like having to change the tone a little bit. That sucks, having to do that. It just yeah.
Family-friendly tone, but make it a lighter-looking film as well, devoid of any of Barron's signature style and flair, and resembling something made for TV, which is pretty apropos considering they hired a director who largely worked in TV. In an effort to appease parents and tone down the violence, the Turtles mostly fight via hand-to-hand combat this time, rarely, if ever, using their weapons on the bad guys.
I think in this movie we've taken away their weapons and given them other things to play with, such as the yo-yo, things that they can directly pick up or find that would be not construed as weapons, but the way they use them is very funny.
Both Elias Codius and Judith Hoag weren't asked to return. In Judith's case, she allegedly
That's
complained too much
bullshit.
on the first film about the violence and grueling shooting schedule, while Elias's character, Casey Jones, was deemed too dark for children, even though he was a fan
bullshit.
favorite. He'd be replaced with Ernie Reyes Jr., who was cast as a new, more family-friendly character named Kino, after the producers
Kino's
enjoyed
sick.
working with him as Donatello's martial arts double on the first film. And while the
Yup.
voice actors behind Leo and Mikey
Dude, that's so cool. Seeing them in the actual costume is so fucking awesome. That's a
Hell
dope
yeah,
picture.
dude.
on the first film. And while the voice actors behind Leo and Mikey reprised their roles, Corey Feldman sadly didn't return to voice Donatello after pleading no contest to a drug possession charge. And neither did the only actor to do both the voice and in-suit performance, Josh Pace, as Raphael. Allegedly, Pace was claustrophobic and wasn't keen to return to do another movie in the suit.
That's a great shot. That's some Spider-Man shit.
The hardest part is the heat and the weight. And, like the 8th hour into the day, how do I still seem light on my feet when like the whole costume is soaked up 30 pounds of my sweat?
Not only that, but as the producers tried to include Bebop and Rocksteady in the film, the creators of the comic, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, objected, finding the characters stupid and annoying. Instead, Toka and Razor were created, which just felt like the no-name brand versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. Although the producers didn't complain, as new villains created specifically for the film meant they'd get a piece of the royalties versus using characters that had already been created by Eastman and Laird or for the animated series. And of course, we can't talk about Secret of the Ooze without mentioning Vanilla Ice, who was included in the film at the insistence of SBK, the record label producing the film's soundtrack. If the first film crossed age groups appealing to both kids and adults alike, the sequel was firmly a children's movie, and not a very good one at that, which is why for the third film, the producers tried to create something in between, yet failed spectacularly. Even a returning Casey Jones and Corey Feldman couldn't save it. And if you ever wondered why the film was about the turtles traveling back in time to 17th century feudal Japan, it's because not only did the producers want to capitalize off the incredibly popular video game Turtles in Time, but they wanted to capture the incredibly lucrative Japanese market too, which at the time was the #1 market for
You're damn right.
films.
You telling me this isn't the coolest the Ninja Turtles have ever fucking looked? Are you kidding me?
Touche.
Are you kidding me, dude? This is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I can't even lie.
This is so fucking sick. Because obviously, as cool as they look, okay, they look sick. Look at Raph. He's got the fucking mask on.
He's got the Oni mask. Yeah, it looks fucking impressive.
My God. It is just by far, there is no cooler look that the Turtles have ever had or ever will have than right here in feudal Japan, dude. This is the best. And then he teaches them how to make pizza, and he burns that shit, and he throws it like a frisbee, and I'll never forget it for as long as I live. It's the best shit ever, dude. It's overhated. It's from an era that doesn't get enough love, man.
I understand.
The #1 market for foreign films. Ironically, to this day, the film has not yet been released in Japan. Also, if it wasn't glaringly obvious, Jim Henson's Creature Shop wasn't asked back to do the costumes, as the producers opted for the much cheaper All Effects Group instead, and the results speak for themselves. After
the costume's not good, though.
Ninja
Costume's
Turtles
not
creators
good.
Kevin
They always
Eastman and
creep me
Peter
out as a
Laird
kid a little
hunkered
bit.
down and came up with an idea that would return the series to the darker and grittier tone of the first film. Titled The Next Mutation, the film would have seen Splinter and the Turtles undergo a secondary mutation that would affect each of them differently, granting them new powers and appearances. Donatello was given the least obvious mutation, as he would gain telekinetic and telepathic abilities, but at the expense of his eyesight, hence his vision-enhancing goggles. He'd also designed an updated techno version of his bow staff. Leonardo's new mutation was the ability to morph his skin into a kind of chrome-like surface, making it impenetrable.
What the
Geico
hell?
has a 97%
Another
customer
freaking
satisfaction
ad.
rate.
Wow.
Our cats just love
Sorry, I don't have YouTube.
He was also given a utility belt and extended his
Whatever.
bandana to cover the top of his head. Michelangelo was given a more street look, as his new
Hell
mutation
yeah.
gave him the ability to project a
Mikey's a
human
youngin'.
appearance onto his turtle features, allowing him to interact freely with humans. And Raphael was given the ability to morph into Raptor Raph, complete with big, gnashy teeth and claws to
Raptor Raph?
street look, as his new mutation
Mikey
gave him the
looks
ability to
so
project
cool.
a human appearance onto his
And I
turtle
just
features,
wasn't
allowing him
ready.
to interact freely with humans. And Raphael
I was not ready for how different that was gonna be. Yeah. That was fucking terrifying.
was given the ability to morph into Raptor Raph, complete with big, gnashy teeth and claws to complement his big, gnashy personality. Eastman and Laird also wanted Splinter to have a much more active part in the battles that the Turtles fought, so gave him the ability to morph as well, into a big, muscular super rat.
Super rat? That's just a werewolf. That is just a werewolf. Did this movie happen? The next mutation? This would have been nuts, dude. All these crazy mutations.
Super Rat. Unfortunately, little is known about the film as it didn't progress much beyond the initial stages. And that's because first-time screenwriters Christian Ford and Roger Soffer auditioned for the writing job on the basis of a previously unproduced screenplay and a pitch for a fourth film called Four Turtles and a Baby. New Line liked the pitch while Eastman and Laird hated it, but loved their screenplay, resulting in the young scribes being hired. Together, the four men would work closely to come up with an absolutely bonkers idea that Ford and Soffer would then write, called The Foot Walks Again. The film would have seen the Turtles interact with an alternate universe reminiscent of the dystopian Hill Valley from Back to the Future 2. Living in this parallel dimension would have been an evil, corrupted, and hypersexualized version of April O'Neil, a version of Casey Jones with electromagnetic hands, and a new Ninja Turtle named Kirby, an homage to the legendary comic book artist Jack Kirby. Kirby would have been more hardcore than the other Turtles as a result of living and surviving in this dystopian version of New York, overrun and populated with highly trained foot soldiers who carried guns, and even a cyber foot soldier with a cloak, possibly part of Shredder's elite Foot Clan, who would have been alive in this alternate reality. The script would have taken elements from the comic storyline City at War, which saw New York thrown into a faction war between the Foot Clan and Shredder's still loyal Foot Elite. As the escalating violence threatens to tear the city apart, the Turtles make a deal for peace with the Foot in return for aiding them in destroying Shredder's elite. The film would have contained a lot of high-tech bionics too, which many of the characters and villains in the film would weaponize and wear, including this character named Spider, who would eventually transform into the Nano...
Hold on. Bro, what? That's a creepy-ass villain.
Dude, this looks so fucking sick.
That's a creepy ass villain. And it also reminds me of that Willem Dafoe pose.
Oh, yeah.
Including this character named Spider, who would eventually transform into the Nano Spider. To realize all of these ambitious characters and creatures, Eastman planned to go back to Jim Henson's Creature Shop, as he and the team not only wanted to return to the look and feel of the first film, but they also wanted to make it for adults,
insane to think
children,
about Jim
going
Henson's
even darker, grittier, and
Shop
violent than Turtles 1 was. Unfortunately, the script would enter development hell, undergoing dozens of rewrites at the hands of several different writers, apparently getting worse with each revision, as Eastman and Laird refused to settle for anything less than the quality of the first film, worried another Secret of the Ooze or Turtles 3 would kill the franchise for good. And as these constant rewrites would delay the film, Turtle Mania, which was all the rage in the early 90s, would finally peter out. The once enormously popular Turtles cartoon, which started in 1987, would finally come to an end in 1996.
Aw, take a hike, man! See if we got some cartoons!
While a new live-action TV series, which would recycle some of the ideas from the unproduced fourth film, like a fifth turtle and even taking the name The Next Mutation, would only last one season before being canceled. However, there'd be one final attempt in the early 2000s to make a fourth movie by none other than a returning Steve Barron, director of the first film. He'd team up with Brendan McCarthy, the concept and storyboard artist also on the first film, to pitch an idea to the Hallmark Channel, which would have seen the Turtles go up against their estranged fifth brother that they never knew they had. Tonally, it would have been a cross between the imaginative fun of Men in Black and the edginess of The Matrix, with a bit of visual poetry of Crouching Tiger thrown in. Plans called for a 2-night, 4-hour program that would have used live actors, but CGI turtles. Barron envisioned a darker, more streetwise view of the characters and an atmospheric and spectacular reinvention of the franchise. Unfortunately, just like the other attempts, the project would never come to fruition, basically acting as a nail in the coffin for a fourth Turtles film. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Bullets and Blockbusters for more great content.
All right.
Damn shame.
A lot to digest with that. Yeah. Turtles 4. Excuse me. Yeah, doing that alternate universe with the evil April and then the new turtle. That would have been so sick. But even the Next Mutation stuff, like some of these. Oh my god, dude! Like
Raph and like Michelangelo, like all of them, like
Mikey looks so cool.
Yeah, dude. His nunchucks aren't his forearms.
Man, this Raph is just terrifying.
Yeah,
he's just unbelievably
got
terrifying.
a Punisher skull on his chest.
Yeah, he does.
Big John Berthal fan.
Yeah, he is. Oh, it's funny. All right, man. Let me get ATLA Fight Wheel set up.
Freaking A right. Oh, just fell out of my seat just now.
Oh no.
Just that.
All right, we are back for Spin the Avatar Fight Wheel. This is kind of a little segment I came up with where I put, eventually we will have every season of every book of every Avatar, show and movie, whatever. But what it is, it's every fight from every season. So what we're doing today is we're spinning to watch, or just to see what fight we're going to watch from season 1. This is the third time we've spun the wheel. So far, we have gotten Katara liberating the Earth Kingdom prisoners, aka Haru and his dad Tyro. Garbage. Haru sucks.
Yeah.
Then the next one was everybody at the Northern Air Temple versus the Fire Nation. So we can take that one out of there.
The war balloon.
Yeah.
Oh, Baba
Yeah.
Balloon.
First with the Mechanist and Teo and everything. Yeah, so here we're going to spin the wheel, see what we're watching today.
Please be a blue spirit.
We are watching... All right. Aang, this is kind of a dumb one I put in. Aang versus the volcano in the Fortune Teller episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the one where, like, Madame Wu is the fortune teller, but she definitely kind of has some sort of supernatural powers because she sort of does, definitely.
How
but she's
stoned
also
were you
full
when
of
you put this
shit
in?
a major way.
How
She's full of
stoned were
shit
you
in a
when you
major-
put this fight scene in?
Yeah. So yeah, this is the scene where Madame Wu is like, that volcano is not going to explode, and then it explodes, and Aang has to literally fight the volcano, and he beats it in a way that his previous life could not. So let me pull this up. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. This is a good ass fight. Let's see. All right, so we're on episode 14 of book 1, The Fortune Teller.
Excuse me. You are all
All right, we're here. So yeah, we spun the fight wheel. Now we are going to watch Aang versus a volcano.
in danger, and we have to get out of here. You can't rely on Aunt Wu's prediction. You have to take fate into your own hands.
Look, can
Not
your
gonna blow
fortune-telling
up.
explain that? Can your science explain why it rains?
I love you.
Yes! Yes, it can!
Everybody in this village was insufferable, dude.
They just
Every
don't
one
listen
of
to
them.
reason.
Flat
They
earthers,
will
dude.
listen to Aunt Wu.
I know, that's the problem.
I don't think I've gone far enough forward yet.
My wife and I are gonna get stoned to watch the Flat Earth documentary tonight now.
Beautiful, but so
Aunt Wu!
plan.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Everybody else grab a shovel!
Here we are. So they know the volcano's exploding. He's tasked some earthbenders with digging trenches, right?
Yes, that's right.
So that's where we're at. Appa's flying big ass boulders out of there.
Dig faster! Dig faster!
Everyone needs to evacuate.
Dude, that was a sick shot. Why was that such a cool shot for a character that doesn't have a name? Dude, that's freaking dope.
Uh-huh.
Everyone needs to
With the volcano in the bag.
for you when it's safe.
That's actually a hard ass shot.
That's a hard shot, bro.
Oh, attaboy, Momo. Look at boy.
God, I love this part, dude. I'm glad this actually came up. He is genuinely fighting this fucking volcano.
Almost, I help, Dad.
Like, these two, if we go back here, like, this is a hopeless situation. These two, Sokka is the master of plans. He is genuinely clueless. He has
Like,
no
here's the
clue
thing.
what to do.
If we're going off
Katara
like
is
real shit,
starstruck.
that lava should burn them.
Yeah.
The heat alone, before it gets to the trenches, should burn their skin off. To be very clear.
Yeah. It would be pretty warm.
Sorry, my bad. I want to be that guy.
It's just fucking eating this rock, dude.
Like nothing.
It's too much. It's gonna overflow. Ah!
God, I love this. 'Cause at this point, he cannot waterbend yet. He only knows how to freaking airbend, dude. And he still fights this volcano and wins in a way Roku, a fully realized avatar, could not win. That's how he died. Dude, I'm sorry. Holy
That's so sick. What
shit.
the fuck did he just
This
do?
is the craziest. He jumps with air and he's like gathering it up
For a fucking
to
tornado?
make a major blast. He cools the lava with just his breath.
Man, sometimes I forget what a powerful bender that kid is.
Wait, what did you just say?
Dude, that is one of the craziest.
You forget how legendary that shit is.
He can only airbend. And he does not hesitate for a second. He's like, I got this shit figured out. Don't worry. He's not tapped into Roku. Roku's not like, let me correct my mistakes from my past life and avenge myself. This is just Aang being an airbender, being a badass, and just showing out, dude. Look at this airbending. I don't think he ever does. He does the breathing again. I don't think he ever pops the fuck off like this ever again. He never jumps like this. He never gathers air in for a major blast. Like, he jumped up in the air, gathered all the air around him, and then look, he condensed. So watch him. He jumps. As he goes up, you see him pulling all the air in around him. Okay, so he's pulling it all in around him. Right here, he compresses all of that air into a ball. That is what he's doing. He compresses it all into the ball, and he lands, and he uses all of that air that he just collected to cool that lava. Like, he jumped in the air, sucked all of the air out of the atmosphere, compressed it like Frieza would do. He's like, oh, your energy attack, let me fucking, just, it's nothing to me. That's what Aang, he compresses this air into a fucking ball and then just pulls the lava with one motion. Like, it's, when you read into it more, when you really like watch it in slow-mo and kind of appreciate the little shit that they put in there, like, dude, it's so
impressive.
cool. All airbending. And it's just like the gathering the air around him is so fucking cool. Because he like takes the air around him like Hama takes the water from like the plants around her later when they do the bloodbending stuff. Like, he's almost doing that type of bending right now. It's so freaking cool to me. It's so damn cool.
Oh, fucking A, dude. What a hell of a fucking fight.
Dude, what a good ass stream. I don't think we're doing Left 4 Dead tonight, just because it's already 10 o'clock, but
okay.
This was fun. It was a good stream, man. We did some good reactions. Good chit chat.
Hell yeah, dude. I love it, man. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I have been Doug. He has been Ray.